What up? I'm Swall Dog. I like to build cool stuff. I'm here with Ty, Octane Motorworks, and we are finally working on Ty's Jeep. Super stoked. I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a video picking this Jeep up like over a year ago, dude. We went and picked up Ty's Jeep over a year ago and brought it over here, and now we're finally getting it happening. We got some goals. We're gonna try to hit Trail Hero this year, but we got a work cut out for us. But I'm gonna show you guys, have Ty help me show you, but I don't know the whole history. Let's go, let's check it out. Let's check it out. So here it is. Boom. Freaking Ty's freaking TJ. And so dude, like, give us a rundown. Like,
all right, so 1997 TJ. I got this in 99, so I was 15 years old at the time, and it was just my normal ride. It was completely factory, had hard top, the 4-liter manual. That's what I learned to drive in. And then shortly after that, I got with a Jeep, you always have iterations, and so I'd got a little small lift for it, running 33s, and then ran that for a few years. And in 2001, we took it over to Mebco, and our buddy was working over there, tuner, and he redid 3-link suspension. So it had a triangulated 3-link in the rear and the front. And you could probably get down here, see here. You can actually see the original control arm links here. You can, what are those, 5/8? It's probably
5/8, 3/4.
And I think we had a 1 inch. We had the 1 inches on the top in the 3-link, and then we had these on the lower links. And we swapped out to the Terra 60 axles at that time. And then it was run on Atlas 2 transfer case. And then we had TerraFlex springs in here. I think I had 4-inch in the front, and then I had swapped out the rear to 5-inch. They were like the prototype ones they had, because if you remember, I had a tailgate on this, or a tire carrier on the back of this. Got a full-size spare on the back, and so I needed the extra spring to help hold the weight. So, but that was before we comp cut it on the back. Our nice hack job here.
Work in progress. Dude, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at. And then now we're on iteration 3 or so, but we're running 2.5-inch King air shocks in the rear. These are 14 inches. Our buddy Nick helped on this one to do the triangulated 4-link. We're using the ballistic joints now, so 263s on the top, 3-inch on the bottom, and then Nick built this truss along with the shock pockets, and then we could probably show them around here to the Frenched in lower control arm brackets we made Frenched into the frame here, and this back section of the frame is all new. So essentially the only original part of the frame we're going to have now is right underneath the body, and we're redoing body mounts. You can see these got cracked, so and then the front section has been cut off, and we're running the Moto built front half kit that we still need to weld up. So
heck yeah, dude.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
A long way to go.
Dude, long way to go, but this is gonna be awesome. So, dude, I've known Ty. We knew of each other because we both had Jeeps, and we had
the same scene.
Yeah, and we had mutual friends too. But we both knew Aaron Toon because summer of 2001, I was working at Wheelers, 4x Customs, and I was working with Aaron and Kurt and some other guys, and they ended up closing up shop at the end towards the end of the summer. That place closed down. It's a whole nother story. But Aaron and Kurt both went to Mepco, and Aaron was freaking. I think this was probably his first thing they were diving into. Yeah,
I guess Kurt was really the salesman that sold us on this build, because at the time I was all bolt-on stuff, right? This is high school money, right? And so I was actually looking at the Skyjacker 10-inch kit they came out. That would have been ridiculous, way too tall, way too top heavy, and they talked us into do it right, do the 1-ton axles, and we started doing the build from there.
So it was a super custom build because I mean, like you said, you did the Terra 60s, you know, with 1 ton outers, I mean, look at this freaking, you know, and this is, I mean, the Terra 60s had just came out, I think, that year or something.
Yeah, they were pretty new.
Yeah, so they did Terra 60s front and rear. I mean, the 1 ton Kingpin outers. Yeah, and the custom three link front and rear. You had AGR hydraulic assist steering on it. Still had the 4.0 liter and the manual transmission, right. But then you swapped in an Atlas transfer case. And obviously the 38-inch SXs.
I mean, you know, and back then, like, we did narrowed axles. I mean, these are 63-inch wide, where I think factory is 60-inch. So they weren't much wider. You know, knowing what we know now, like, obviously I would have gone full width and 8 lugs, right? And John here knew what was up because he did that from the beginning with all his rigs. I didn't know, but this was the thing to do, to run narrowed 1 ton axles at the time.
Yeah, we've been updating and changing it over the years. So Nick helped out with the 4-link in the rear, changed it to full hydraulic a few years ago, and you put the RTEC high steer arms on.
Yeah, because it gets rid of this. You know, when we pulled these apart, you remember there was no grease in the kingpins? Yeah. And so this puts a solid bolt in it now, so these are super beefy. And then it has the double shear.
Yeah, the double shear.
And the ones I was running before, now you could probably tell them about this, because I was running the aluminum one. I don't know what they were called, but they were the high steer arms they were adjustable on front and rear.
Yeah.
And you basically helped develop those.
Yeah, I've actually, I still got a set of those. Let's grab them.
See, and these were steel, right?
Yeah, so
and I had the aluminum versions.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I was working at Wheelers, we built these high steer arms. And then when Kurt and Aaron went to MEPCO, Kurt took the design because he had the blueprints and he had the machinist that was making them, and so they started making them. But you know what's a funny story about these high steer arms? Because so you'd bolt them on like this, right? Okay, so you had an arm in the front and you had an arm in the back, and we'd run like our tie rod in the front, and then we would run, you could run stuff in the back too. Like I would run my hydraulic ram for my hydraulic steering in the back, so it was out of the way, run it back here. Well, I want to say it was, or it could have been Easter 2002, I'm not quite sure. Anyways, Zach's Pizza. Maybe this is going on too long, dude. Maybe this is going on way too long.
This is so many stories.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like, I want to do a video, like I want to do videos of my old four-wheeling videos. Yeah. Rewatching the old ones, but like bring in like you and some of our other buddies to like watch and like
react.
Yeah,
react
like, yes!
videos. Yeah.
To, like the old four-wheeling videos.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're down in Moab and we were eating at Zach's Pizza. My Jeep was parked outside of Zach's Pizza, and I come out and there's this guy climbing around underneath my rig. And like full on climbing underneath it, like checking, poking his head, and which, you know, no big deal, whatever, dude. I do the same thing, maybe not to that extent, but anyways, he pops his head out, and it was Clifton. It was Clifton Slay from Avalanche Engineer. I'm like, oh, dude, Clifton, hey, what's up, buddy? Like I hadn't met him before, but we had talked on the phone. Anyways, we start talking, and he's like, oh, dude, like that's pretty cool. Those steering arms are pretty cool. I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, you know, we had them built. We had this idea. We had them built, and anyways, no joke. Like a month later or something, dude, they show up on their website, and I can't remember if it was Avalanche or Poison Spider at the time. Like I can't. That's all kind of a blur to me. But I remember thinking shortly after that they showed up on their website, and I was like,
"You're like those suckers."
Dang it!
Wow.
We didn't know. We were young kids, dude. Anyways.
But yeah, and then they have so these were slanted to where the bolts had to go in at an angle, right?
Yeah.
Because if I remember right, one of mine broke or something happened, and I ran one of your extra steel ones for a period of time. Yeah. And the angle was a little bit off, but we were kind of like, whatever.
Yeah,
we ran it.
Yeah. That's right, dude. I forgot that.
Oh, man.
But that's all in the past. Let's talk about where we're at now, because there's no motor. The 4.0's gone. You sold the 4.0 liter.
Sold the 4.0. I don't know why. That thing had like 60,000 original miles on it, and it was It was mint. It was mint. I don't know why. I had this bug for the V8, so that's what we're gonna do. And I probably shouldn't have, but
well, it's fun. I mean, you bought the Moto Built front half kit.
Yeah.
And you had to chop the motor mounts off anyways to put it on.
So I was like, might as well.
Might as well. So Ty's been collecting parts. I've been helping him collect some parts. This is kind of what we got laid out so far. We've got a 5.3 liter Chev. We don't know the specifics. We picked that up from my buddy that hopefully we can get it to run. Here's leftover stuff from the hydraulic steering. We'll have to put that back on. Headers, the King air shocks, 2.5 inch, 16 inch for the front, which Nick says ain't gonna fit, but we're gonna make them fit. They're gonna fit. They're gonna fit. Ty still got his Atlas from before, and we've got a new adapter for that to go to the new transmission he's gonna run. So here's the adapter, and then we're gonna have to change the input shaft on the Atlas to be able to mate to the transmission. So we've got a 4L80 the Ty's gonna run in it, and joints for the front suspension. We've got ballistic joints, 3 inch with the 1.5 inch shank for the lower control arms with weld on one side, and then the 263 for an upper control arm, and then 263s a left and a right for the pannered bar. Because we're gonna do a 3-link on the front with a pannered bar, so 2 lower control arms, 1 upper control arm that are all basically straight, and then a pannered bar to keep from moving side to side.
And the main reason for that is to keep it low too. I mean, the triangle 3-link suspension was pretty high. It had to be above the axle, so this is going to allow us to squat down.
Yeah. Like, I mean, a triangulated 3-link or a triangulated 4-link is obviously awesome, but with the motor in the front, it's harder to fit all that stuff in. You know, it's harder to pack it in. So this will be an easier setup that we can get it to sit pretty low. So I mean, you can kind of already see that the back's already sitting lower. I mean, the front's just blocked up anyways, just so we could roll it around, but the back's already sitting lower. Obviously we're gonna make the front, once we get the front suspension all done, sit that low. So we got all kinds of work to do on the front. We got to get the Moto Built kit welded on the front. We're gonna have to do the front suspension. We're gonna have to I didn't even show we got a box of motor mounts back here too.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that too. Yeah, TMR Customs. Ty got their kit for their motor mount kit for the 5.3. Just a universal kit that we'll be able to mount. It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna get it all done by Trail Hero. Hopefully a lot. Hopefully
put that out there.
Yeah, just putting it out there. Hopefully a ways before, so we got some time to test. But it'll be good. I mean, you've already got you put a cage in it too.
Yeah, it's got the poison spider.
Yeah, dude, we didn't even do any interior stuff. That's just, yeah, dude. And you got the Mastercraft seats.
I mean, I don't know. Now, I mean, since we're redoing the whole thing, kind of wish maybe we just did a full fab dash, but this is nice because it just bolts right in. It's kind of nice, and I've heard these plates are actually pretty strong anyway. You don't have to cut through the dash, so. We welded that up a few years ago. It's got the we still have to put a bar for the harnesses in there, but
yeah, behind the back. But yeah, you got you put the Mastercraft seats in it too, which look freaking dynamite.
I know it's not the thing anymore, but back then in 2001, if you had Mastercraft seats, it was legit, right? It's
still legit.
I was just thinking, someday I'm gonna be able to do those seats, right? And so I get them like 20 years later. But anyway, I'm slow.
No, dude, they're still legit, and it's still awesome. Yeah, dude, the inside looks awesome. And you bought this because you had a hardtop too, and
had the hardtop. This is brand new. I think this is 8mm canvas. This is a brand new best top. I had got the NX one. They was supposed to kind of slant back a little bit more, didn't have the frame in it, but with the cage, you had to modify the cage to make it fit. So I decided to opt and swap it out for this one. So it is a little more traditional, and you do have to have the bow in here. But
dude, it looks good. It's gonna be freaking awesome. And I can't remember, dude. You got ARBs in the Terra 60s.
Yep, ARBs front and rear.
What 513s?
513s.
513s. I'm running the old school TSL SXs.
I actually had these are all Avalanche engineering as well, and I have the Avalanche rocker here that has an Avalanche cutout in it. I don't know if we'll run that, but
an Avalanche. Bringing it back old school.
Bring it back.
Bring back Avalanche.
Yes.
Steve, Rumor, bring it back, dude. I know you're not in it anymore, but bring it back. Okay, we got to get a list together on what we're going to do.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt.
Alright, we made some great progress on the TJ today. We got our parts list here. A couple of things we're gonna need. A couple of little random. I'm sure there's gonna be more than this, but this is gonna be the major stuff. We're gonna need a harness. We still need a flex plate, a starter motor, radiator, the transmission cooler, art car shifter, electric fan. We're gonna need some DOM tubing. We're gonna swap out the oil pan for an F-body style oil pan, probably something other than the truck pan. We're gonna need a gas pedal. It's got drive-by-wire on this motor, so we're gonna need a pedal for that because we're gonna keep the drive-by-wire. Put an oil accumulator on it, an engine oil filter. Like I said, I'm sure there's gonna be lots of other little things, but I think those are all the major ones we can think of. This is kind of a list basically on how we're gonna run through this. One of these we've already actually got done. We've got the front end on jack stands. Cross that off. So we're gonna have to weld in the moto-built front end. We're gonna clean up the front axle to get all the old brackets and everything off of it. We're gonna set the motor trans and transfer case inside the frame and get the motor mounts tacked in, get the skid plate bolted up and just kind of get that set where it needs to be. And then we'll put the front axle where it needs to be with the wheelbase that we want and how it's going to fit with the motor. Then we'll start working on our front suspension, lower control arms, upper control arm panhard bar, start building the engine cage, front shocks. We're going to have to mount the radiator, have to mount the wiring, brake lines. sure there's going to be other stuff we're going to need to do, but that's going to be it. So, like I said, we had to pull some of this stuff back in, but we got it setting on the jack stands. We're kind of tweaking with the Moto Built front end a little bit to kind of get it tweaked right where it needs to be. We're going to get that welded in, and then we'll just keep plugging away. It's April right now. Trail Heroes not till October, but still a lot of work to do on this ride. So hopefully, yeah. So anyway, stay tuned for more videos on this project. And until then, go build something cool. Later. Yeah, dude, that summer working at Wheelers, man, was like, I mean, it was super fun, but it was like so shady too.
Right.
Cause like, Red was getting pissed because like his checks would always bounce.
Really?
Yeah.